Welcome. I'm pretty sure he's saying, "Why am I dressed like this?" But it's me. Come on, it's Joshua. It's Joshua. I'm dressed like this. But anyway, um, I want to do something different than what I've normally done. In the last two videos, I talked about a couple of things, a couple of topics, but this one I actually want to give thanks. It's very easy to complain, to nag, to bitch and moan about things that aren't happening, things are not working, and not as easy to give thanks in times of struggle. Uh, Usually we give thanks and we're happy when things are going our way, but to just give a brief, shout out to a couple of people that have made the film process for me easier and beneficial, why not? Gratitude can go a long way. We think gratitude can be giving gifts or dinners or this, that, and the third, but a simple thank you, a simple acknowledgement of I appreciate who you are. I think everyone needs to have that, especially through these times of hardship as we're trying to get through the COVID, pandemic. But anyway, I won't take up too much time. Hopefully, this video is not too long. But I just want to say that if I forget to mention you, don't take it to heart. Um, it's not out of malice. It's just it's late right now, and my brain is probably just gonna forget to thank you, even though I have it written it down. But I'm gonna try my best to get through this list as quickly as possible. Uh, if you know that you've made my filming life stressful and not easy, then you know where you stand. But this list isn't from greatest to least to greatest. It's just again a simple list. So to start off, I'd like to give thanks to my mentor Tavon Miller, who's taught me everything that I know. 85% of the film things that I know in terms of cinematography, lighting, photography, gripping and gaffing, sound, came from him. 10 years ago, he taught me, uh, got me into the film industry, got me into the film world in terms of knowledge and tips and tricks. And so I'm greatly thankful for um, everything that you've exhibited, you know, from that time even now, as you're still teaching me, still giving me tips and tricks, as the filming process will never end. You're never going to be done learning new things in terms of sharpening your skills. And so thank you so much for taking your time out. Um, and looking forward to work with you in the future. Shout out to Violet Martin, a friend that I have only known for 2 years now. You would think that we'd known each other longer, but 2019 was the first time that we met, and you were a model at first. And last year, you helped me uh, AD royalty, cleaning on set, making sure that actors were where they needed to be. And I firmly believe that if you weren't there, I would have lost my damn mind. I would have probably been insane. But you helped me get through the process, and I greatly thank you and appreciate you for giving your time. Obviously, we've done amazing photo shoots together, and we bonded, and, we have this amazing friendship. So I thank you, and I definitely hope that we can work again in the near future. I wish you well. And yeah. uh, Shout out to Tyree Lark. Um, Loyalty is very hard to find these days. And I've known you for about 5, 6 years now, Tyree, and you have definitely given your time and your effort to assist me. Um, and I greatly appreciate that. Sometimes I don't even have uh, the words to even express the gratitude. But you already know how much you mean to me, and I know how much I mean to you. And so thank you so much, Tyree, for giving up your time, because time is non-refundable. And sometimes we're on a film set and people are not on time, and I feel like I'm wasting your time. And but I thank you for not complaining. I thank you for not bitching and moaning or saying anything. You're just very humble, very hardworking, and it shows. Um, Most of the portraits that you see of me is taken by Tyree. You know, so an amazing photographer. as well as extra hand if you need it, on a film set. And I know that we're gonna work together, bro. I know that we're gonna take this film thing to a whole new level, and we're gonna be reaching other heights, man. So uh, I don't think there's anyone that I would rather have beside me than you, bro. So thank you so much. Shout out to Nicole Buckley, the first AD that helped me with royalty along with Violet. Um, Again, if you weren't there, I don't think we would have finished that project because um, 50 pages less than 72 hours was crazy. But we managed to get it done. We cut some corners, we did some things to, really chop it down to make it filmable as possible. And I thank you for not having an ego, because ego is one of the things that can really make a film set be very horrible, but willing to consolidate, willing to work together is what it's all about. Taking time out of your schedule, staying the entire weekend, those things just go unsaid. And I thank you so much for that. Um, I know that we're gonna work together and in the near future. So I wish you all the best as well. Shout out to Hexter, well Brian Hexter, who assisted on the Guerrero Brothers as the AD. Man, you came from Pennsylvania, drove from Pennsylvania last minute to AD. Man, that goes without saying. Like you already know that I applauded you, many times, but just publicly to express gratitude. It's just that goes a long way. I know people that live around the corner from me, that live down the street, that don't live too far, and they bitch and moan and they complain and they can't even come through. So the dedication that you have to a stranger that you don't even know says a lot, you know. And I thank you. You're very understanding, very kind as well. As we kind of had to do a couple of things to kind of get the Guerrero Brothers done in 2 days, and so as well, very understanding, very no ego involved, and just helping to assist and give suggestions and things to make the whole process work as well. And I definitely know that we're gonna work together, man. So thank you so much, and I wish you the best. Shout out to Jorge Espinoza. Sorry. Um, I don't want to know what it is. I don't know if it's the beard, but you just some reason remind me of Jesus, bro. Like you truly are, bro. Warm and caring and affectionate, always on the up and up, despite things that are happening personally in your life. And I truly wish you the best, man. Um, with everything that's going on with COVID, and I know um, it's not easy to find motivation to do things, to not even be a part of things. But I appreciate you for everything that you've done. Still finding time to act, still finding time to be a part of projects and assisting, and you know, it just goes without saying, man, that you ultimately are bro, and I appreciate you so much, and I wish you the best in everything that you do in the near future. Um, Shout out to Rafael Alejandro and Mia Fuller. Um, Talented actor, Rafael. Very passionate, outspoken in terms of his beliefs in. I think that's important for actors to have something that they believe and fight for. Um, Shout out to Mia, actress that I've met, very talented, very willing to work and do whatever it takes to make the project great. I know that right now you're personally doing your acting classes, so I definitely know that once you complete those classes, you're going to be even a better actress than you were previously. Because you were amazing. So I can't even imagine, but it's good that you're willing to work on your skills. You know, most people get stagnant in terms of what they know and what they do, and they're not really trying to improve. And so I pretty much applaud you for that. That's important to strive to become better. You know, iron sharpens iron. You know, so wish you the best of luck to both of you. Shout out to Stephanie Doselli. Thank you for your talks and as well as acting in the Guerrero Brothers as well. Um, Amazing actress. I'm very talented to see what you can do. You know, I'm really excited to work with you again to push your acting ability to really see um, how great you can really be. And I know that we'll do great things together. I know that you're very kind and humble and willing to listen and take your time out to talk to people. And so I appreciate that, you know, because sometimes, you know, you don't always want to just be the director, you know, always have to talk to people um, in that light. Sometimes you just want to talk to people as a regular person, you know. You know, we are human beings, you know. And so I appreciate you just, taking the time out to, shoot the shit or whatever about life and issues and stuff like that, and that goes a long way. So thank you so much for that. Uh, Shout out to Saki Kuwamura. Um, I'm always excited to meet new actors, especially people from different walks of life and background. Um, so the simple fact that I got a chance to work with a Japanese actress, I was excited because people who know me know that I love Japanese culture. So just seeing um, how a theater actor would work with a film actor because I have a little bit of a theater background and I kind of mix some of some of the things. So the difference between theater acting and filmmaking acting, or well, film actors, is that in theater you kind of act with your body, your whole body, and in film usually there's close-ups, and so you're really acting with your face and you don't really pay attention to what you're doing with your feet or your hands. But I like to incorporate body gestures, body language, facial expressions, stuff like that, because you can go a long way with that. It's easier to someone to talk or say how they feel, but to express it through nonverbal language goes a long way. And so just having a theater actor on set and working together is a whole beautiful process as well. But we managed to do some great things in terms of doing a photo shoot on the Brooklyn Bridge. Was probably one of the highlights of 2020. It was supposed to snow that day, but it didn't snow a lot. But thank God, because I probably would have been stuck in New York. But thank you so much. And I know that we're gonna do another project soon, so be on the lookout for that. But I look forward to working with you, Saki. Shout out to Joel Delgado. You know, I'm always a team player, and you know, being a DP and finding another dope DP is sometimes difficult. But you know, we both managed to DP a project together. Um, I'm not sure if it's common in Hollywood where you have two DPs. You usually have one director of photography, then you have the first AC, second AC, and all that stuff. But we managed to work together and kind of blend our shooting styles together to work on this project. Love Me Later, which I'll talk about that later. But very rare. Uh, Joel, man, you are a funny character, man. You are a character for sure. Um, and you're definitely dope, definitely hardworking, definitely willing to put in the effort to be a part of film, and that's important to work with people that want to be a part of it. Don't hear a complaint, don't hear a peep, don't hear anything. Shows up. If he's gonna be running late, he'll communicate with you, and that's important. Communication goes a long way. And you always want to work with people that make your life a lot more easier and not as stressful as possible. Stress is gonna be there. You can't avoid it. But to find people that don't stress you out to a level where you want to fight them, that's great. But thank you so much, Joel. I know that we're gonna work together in the future because um, we got some creative things that I want to do. Hopefully we can collaborate on a YouTube. Shout out to you starting your YouTube channel or revamping it. And I hope that we can feature together. Shout out to Paul Williams, a writer that I met last year, 2020, towards the end of the year, who's helping me with my podcast project. Want to give too much information about that? I kind of want to be a surprise, but um, thank you for your insight. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for your tips and suggestions on how to go about it. We filmed uh, a recent uh, session a few days ago, and it was good. It was great. A few things that we gotta improve on, but I'm excited to see it all come together. Very talented writer as well. Probably one of the best scripts that I've read was from you, bro. Um, Most stories they kind of lose you in the middle, you know. Even my favorite director, Christopher Nolan, was watching one of his films in the middle, kind of got me. The second act's usually when things kind of get a little bit dry, because they're trying to get to the rising action for the third act, for the climax. But for your stories that I've read, they were intriguing and it kept me interested from the title page to the end. And that's very rare. Where you find people that can create stories and put you in a universe that you can want to know what happens more. You know. So I know that we're gonna work together on many things in the future in terms of scripts or even helping me with the script process. And so I look forward to it, bro. And thank you so much for taking the time out to assist me on that. Shout out to Shadina Mirage, um, dope actress, professional, um, courteous. Lets me know, uh, if she can't make it or she can't do things. And again, communication goes a long way, and it's always great when you have people that can do that. People that can communicate, people that can let you know what's up. Especially in the filmmaking basis, business where you have to know things in a timely manner. I can't know 3 days before the shoot that you can't make it. I need to know as soon as possible. If you can't commit, let me know, and she'll let you know. She'll definitely will convey that. And dope actress. We have many fun times on set, off set, and so you want to have that. You want to have fun with your actors. Don't always have to treat it like a job. And so, thank you so much for being a part of Blackheart, and I wish that we can work together again in the near future. Shout out to Eden Butnovic, um, talented actress, uh, amazing photographer as well. Uh, I wouldn't say that it's experimental, but it definitely is what photography is supposed to be all about. Tyree is more of a city photographer, landscaping. I'm more of a portrait, high fashion. Growing up, I liked when I always get used to get the Sunday papers, and I would look at the Old Navy magazines, J.C. Penney's. Back in the day, they used to call it the Wish Book. You used to get that, and it was used to come with everything that used to be sell on Macy's or J.C. Penney's or the mall or whatever. So I've always liked fashion. You know, and so I hope that my photography can take off and to maybe work for doing gigs for uh, Prada or GQ or Aeropostale or Hollister if they're still relevant. Um, Even Gucci or whatever it is. Taking photography of models and stuff like that. I hope to inspire it to be like that. But for Eden, it's more self-expression. And photography is self-expression. So some of the things that she does self-portraits and she's willing to kind of bend the medium and kind of make it creative is very interesting. And maybe I'll share some links down below so you can kind of look at um, her work and what she needs to do. But definitely professional as well. Lets me know in a timely manner, communicates. It's great. You know, you need to know things right away. And before the day is over with, or even 2 days. I'll hear from Eden, and that's great. Very great to have that. So thank you so much for your professionalism. Thank you so much for even talking with me as well off the record about certain things, and I know that you're very serious, and I know that we're gonna do great things together. So I look forward to working with you. Shout out to Todd Hutchison. Um, I commend you for doing your YouTube thing, vegan lifestyle. Uh, you are a very talented individual, bro. And as long as you don't give up, you're gonna make it. As long as you don't let the world around you fuck you up, you're gonna make it. Um, I wish you the best in your endeavors on what you try to do, because it's not easy for Black people, for minorities. They're not looking out for our best interests. So I'm pretty sure you already know this, but just be careful on what you're willing to do for fame, what roles you're willing to take. For some reason, I don't know why, but Hollywood in the 90s and the early 2000s was so romanticized or fantasized about having, black men in dresses. Most of the comedians, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Chris Tucker, even Wesley Snipes, they put him in a dress. So it was like, I'm not saying that kind of died down when, Dave Chappelle said that, I don't want to be part of the dress thing, but for some reason they just love, making fun of Black people for some reason. Even for minorities, you always see them being thugs or gangsters or not too bright. So I'm pretty sure you're not gonna take roles that will uh, undermine you or put you in a bad light. But sometimes people just take roles just because them zeros is looking kind of right. So just be careful on what you want to do. Shout out to Tavon Hanner. I'm pretty sure you're like, oh, you want to say my name? Of course, bro. Talented model, uh, on the up and up, being an actor. In all differences aside, bro. Again, I wish you the best. Same thing, the same advice that I would give, or I said with Taj. I'm gonna say to you, man. Just be careful on what you're willing to do, and it's just for everyone as well. Just be careful on what you're willing to do to make it. Because I know that you have that hunger, and so um, just don't let it be something that you're going to regret later on. You know, take your time. You'll get there. This isn't a race; it's a marathon. You have to have endurance for these things. You know, and it's one of the things that I've learned as well. Being a filmmaker, being in this for, you know, in it for a decade. Things happen. People cancel. Things don't go as planned. And being a director, being a filmmaker, everyone's looking to you. So you have to problem solve certain things. And so you can't always let things, get to you, or let you get off your horse or get off the track. These obstacles are there to uh, test you. You know, I went to church yesterday, well, Wednesday, uh, and the pastor says something very interesting. The devil always shows up when you're doing something or when you're a threat. You know, when you're on to greatness, when you're on to achieving, that's when the enemy comes. That's when obstacles come. It's because you're on the right path. And it's the same thing of like whenever you play video games and you always see enemies, that's how you know that you're going in the right direction. Enemies don't come when you're not going in the right direction. So that's how you know when opposition, obstacles, and things in your way to stop you, to hinder you, those things are not there to necessarily, stop you on your journey, but they're there to keep you there as long as possible. So only you allow them to keep you there. So when you, shrug it off, fight it off, things happen, and you try to continue to make it, that's when you really succeed. That's when the whole birth, happens in terms of you achieving your goals as a filmmaker or even as an actor. You know, um, life is not supposed to be easy, and many times we want it to be easy, but that's not how it is. So you just have to just keep on keeping on. But wish you the best, Tavon. And I hope that you achieve your goals that you want to do, man. Shout out to my intern, Michelle Release. It's very interesting having an intern. In the same vein of what Tavon was doing with me, I hope to do with her as well in terms of teaching her everything that I know in hopes of her achieving her dreams and goals. Um, you really know something when you're able to explain it or teach it to somebody. You know, most of the things I know is head knowledge as well as having notes and things like that. But um, when you can actually put it down on paper and you can relay the message that you know or the tips and tricks, that's when you really, tests you in terms of uh, being a filmmaker. Because if you can't explain it, because you're gonna come in contact with people that don't know what you know, and so this is kind of like a training ground for me to kind of find a way to explain it to people. Because not everybody that's on the film set is tech, savvy, or camera savvy, or lighting savvy. So finding ways to communicate what you want to other people or how to do something for someone is great. And so, thank you so much, uh, Michelle, for even volunteering to even want to be my intern. Huh. I greatly appreciate you. You're eager to learn, always asking questions. That's great. Uh, um, and I know that the whole filmmaking process, it's rough. But hopefully, if I could bring you on some projects, some photography gigs and stuff like that, for you to actually see um everything, so you can kind of make like a mental note of what you want to do, that'd be great. But to the future. All right, I needed to restart the video because I was approaching the 30-minute mark. Woo, it was a lot of talking that I did. My mouth is kind of dry. But anyway, we're pretty much towards the end of it. I'm just checking to see if there's anyone else that I need to mention. Um, Shout out to Betty Smith Dozier. She's pretty much like, oh, why you say my whole government? But Betty, man, I've known you. I mean, well, woman, but Betty, I've known you for about 16 years since we were in middle school, since 2005. It is fucking crazy how long I've known you. Um, and I appreciate you for not embarrassing me. And when I say that is because she's not much of an actor, but she can act. She's not professionally an actor, but I always find it good that when you get people that don't necessarily act to act, there's magic there. You know, most actors you can tell when they're acting because they overact sometimes and they kind of over enunciate or they kind of put in a little bit more extra oomph. But people that are real life people that just happen to act, the process is always great and it's always beautiful. You know, um, and I say that thank you for not embarrassing me because I recommended her to act in my film, my friend's project, Love Me Later. And sometimes you recommend people and things don't work out. They don't communicate. They don't get back to people, or they're kind of like trouble. But Betty was very quiet. She don't say A, she don't say B. She just go on a tablet to watch um, anime or whatever is on Netflix in times when it's time for her to work on set, and that's great. It's always good and always a joy to have people that are peaceful, people that don't give you a hard time, you know, on set. And so, thank you so much, Betty, for being a part of that project. Greatly appreciate you, and hopefully we can get a chance to work together uh, in the future. I know that we did a photo shoot a while back for your birthday, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna uh, do some more things in the future. So kudos to you. Shout out to the Love Me Later cast. Corey Lattimore, Bridget, um, Grayson, and Kevin Perko. I'm sorry, my brain was just slowing down because it's late at night. I'm just like trying to remember their names, and also Monte. Um, I said Monte Savvy. I'm not sure or Savvy, but um, nevertheless, you know who I'm talking about. So congratulations to you, Corey, on getting your movie on Amazon Prime. Dope actor. Congratulations to Kevin for putting out some music. I listened to it. Dope, dope rapper, singer as well. Wish you the best. And shout out to Bridget. She does a lot on the side of dancing and also acting and being a part of the film project. And again, that whole cast was just wonderful. I've had dinner with them the other day, and it's just fun to just hang out with people, and not just always be in a working space. It's great to be around people that you can do that with. And so I wish you all the best in your filming endeavors, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna work together again in the near future. I know that the director has another project coming up, and let's see what happens. Let's see if we can, if I can be a part of that. But shout out. Uh, this is so funny. Um, Shout out to Marcus Evans. You know, I've never met someone as ambitious as you, besides myself. Um, Heavy goal orientated. Uh, I've collaborated with a lot of people, and usually when it comes down to writing stories or scripts, sometimes I end up spearheading it, on my own. But I managed to do two books with Marcus. We did a zombie story. It, and those books are long. The first book is like 300 something pages, and the second book is like 800. So just imagine of collaborating with somebody, and you're willing or manage to put out that length of content. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I assist him as much. I produce some of his films. Love Me Later, we worked on. To Catch a Case, I co-wrote that. Um, I've also acted in a couple of his things too when he was a student at Montclair State University. So, we're definitely partners in this film thing of trying to make it out there. And I just knew no matter where um the list was gonna be, Marcus was gonna be towards the end. Not because of greatest or least, but I just feel like there's a lot more to say. When it comes to Marcus, and I wanted to give highlights to other people in gratitude, but Marcus, man, uh, what can I really say other than if you don't make it, then I don't fucking know, because the things that you're willing to do to sacrifice your time and effort to make a film project happen, I I, I see it in myself. I see it. There was a time where I helped a lot of people in 2019 with a school project where I acted in their stuff. I produced one person's thing, and when it came down to it, to help me, they hit me with the I got class and da da da, and instead of me taking an incomplete, I did a PSA short film about depression. Um, and the dedication that I was willing to do for that project and for that film should just tell you that no matter what, I'll find a way to make a project or a film. But lately, I've just thought that, you know what, I'm gonna just take a back seat. I'm gonna rest. No one can really question my dedication when it comes to filmmaking because I have movies to prove that I've done things where I shot something 24 hours before it was due, which was that project. You know, shot little clips of me in the house doing different things to tell the story. The royalty project, we shot that 50 pages less than 72 hours. The Guerrero Brothers 15 pages in 2 days. So it was like it just shows, the drive that you have, and for Marcus shooting Love Me Later, writing that, despite the hardships and things that he's went through in the past to get that done to completion, says a lot. You know, I know that in a previous podcast or video, I talked about how beneficial 2020 has been for me, and yeah, it's through the hardship and pain that Marcus and I found a way to tell our stories. COVID was very detrimental to the film career in terms of keeping 6 distance apart, and you have to, take temperatures and making sure that things are sanitized and clean and all that stuff. And so it's not easy. It makes things a little bit more difficult, but you know, the extra precaution is needed, and it's kind of sad how we should have been doing these things anyway. But thanks to COVID, now we have to make sure that it's done to make sure that we're healthy and we're safe, wearing masks and not being so close together. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Thank you so much, Marcus. You know that I'm grateful. I know that you're grateful for me in terms of helping you out in your film projects. But we work well together. And it's rare where you have two strong, like-minded people finding a way to compromise and work together. No ego is involved in terms of trying to get things done. We work together, very well. And I know that when we're out there, in the future of Hollywood is gonna get only better. I make it, you make it, we all make it. So shout out to Shaquan Yates, another filmmaker, another director, writer, who's talented as well. I appreciate you, bro, for your insight, your advice. Man, you're hilarious. You're funny, bro. I hope that we can get a chance to uh, do an interview for the podcast, so I can definitely get some of your knowledge and your insight on trying to, spread that. So, shout out to Tabitha Straker. We haven't done a project yet, but I did cast you in a upcoming role that I'm doing, and I would just like to thank you for applying for it. You know, very insightful. I know that you're young and you're just getting started in your acting career, but I hope that we can do future projects after this one, for you to grow even more, for you to be a very talented actress. I see greatness in you. Even watching your audition video, I was like, this girl has promise in terms of getting there. And I hope that we can help you achieve, that goal of being a successful actress. I know even you even said that you want to shadow me as well on set, and so I'm happy to extend knowledge and to give you a taste of what it is, to be a filmmaker or a director or a writer or even a creative. And so I welcome you on board when we get a chance to do that project. You know, um, but I want to say thank you to Catherine. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on your last name, but you're one of my PAs that helps me a lot on the podcast gig, and you're very uh, enthusiastic and eager to help and assist, and I appreciate it a lot because, um, again, no ego is involved. Everyone here, well, I'll take that back, but the majority of everyone here, in terms of working, ego was involved. We managed to work together and get the film process going. You know, because ego can destroy it. When you think that you know everything, when you think that you're beyond help or assistance, that's when things get muddy. That's when things get kind of chaotic, and it doesn't make the film set or process as great that it can be. So thank you so much for assisting on everything that you do with the podcast, and I definitely know that I hope to bring you on to the filming gigs and stuff like that, and you can assist me with that as well. But for the time being, thank you so much for everything that you do. Um, I think this is it. Um, I know that I had one more name that I wanted to thank, but for some reason I'm blanking on it. So again, uh, if you helped me on any other gigs in the past, or you're helping me in the future, I thank you so much. Even if things didn't go right, as of right now, I'm making this video. We're all friends. We're all cool. Uh, but tomorrow we could be enemies. We can no longer be friends. But for the time being, I'm grateful for having you in my life. I'm grateful that I got a chance to know you. I got a chance to work with you, and thank you. And even in the future, we may fall off, things happen. I truly still do wish you the best. I still wish you uh, the best in your endeavors in terms of what you want to do. Oh, my mind just remembered. Shout out to Chelsea Burris, man, the baddest bitch on the planet. um, I've known you, Chelsea, for about 10, 11 years. Um, and we just reconnected recently, a couple years ago because of college and things happen. But I've worked with you on a couple of your modeling casting calls of doing yoga in the park or yoga in New York or in the studio or even runway modeling, and just in terms of business, it's just helping me rethink my branding that I'm trying to do. I thank you so much for everything that you do, um, and you definitely are appreciated on so many levels of even helping me do that little photo shoot that I wanted to do for your birthday, but also my birthday because we're both Capricorns. But thank you so much, Chelsea. You are appreciated dearly, and I thank you. And I know that we're gonna work together again because there's always more shit to do. That there's always modeling and things to do. So thank you so much for what you've done. Um, Thank you to Mark Arse Ace. You were the DP for the Rare Brothers. Um, I thank you so much for taking your time out to DP that project. Uh, it's it's very interesting. Again, always working with other people, other creatives. No egos were involved again, and that's a blessing. You know, uh, you know, we may have a couple of disagreements about certain shots or certain things, or maybe things we didn't really understand in terms of communication. But the process was always smooth. We worked well together, and I hope to work with you again in the near future. Thank you so much for taking the time out to DP that project, the Rare Brothers, and working on the footage, and it looks great. So hope to have it out as soon as possible, so you can look at it. And yeah, man. But yeah. Again, If there's anyone else I forgot about, don't take it to heart. But I do want to close this. I don't want this video to be too long. So cheers to everyone, and I wish you the best in terms of all of your film endeavors. Um, to the future for us to work together.